Good morning. Taking stepdaddy applications, like, number one rule is that we're not making any babies. So if you want kids, keep it moving. Number two, you gotta have a job. Like, hey, I hustle something. Money coming in. Like, cause I got money coming in, so we gotta be bringing it in together. So yeah. Number three, I don't really care if you got kids, but I have a minimum. Like, I don't want you to have more than like three. Like, more than three, that's too much. That means we got 5. So like, that's crazy. So yeah, if you got more than 3, keep it moving. Number 4, my kids don't need a daddy. I do.
Oh, behave.
Oh, hell yeah, fam! Where'd I sign up for that one? I mean, this is an obvious prize here. You guys heard it. She's got her rules, and you better damn follow her rules. I mean, number 1, you're not making kids. I mean, she's already got 2 kids, probably from 2 different baby daddies, so the baby factory shut down with her. I would honestly count that as a W for men because I don't think I would want to be baby daddy number 3. Her number 2, you gotta have a job. Yeah, she's in a great position to demand a man with a good job, any kind of job. I'm sorry there, queen. You may be young, you may have 2 mountains in front of you, but you a single mom of 2 kids. You're not in a position to be demanding a whole lot. But let's keep going to your number 3. Your new stepdaddy can't have 3 kids himself. Hold up a second. He's got to accept your multiple rugrats, but you can't accept his? You're going to cap him? Okay. Does he get to cap your body count? Obviously, it's minimum of 2. I got a feeling that's much higher than that. And number 4, your kids don't need a daddy, but you need a daddy. I think you need a lot more than that, honey, and we could start with a little bit of class. Some brains wouldn't hurt either. Before we move on, I want to bring attention to the fact that 79% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, fam. You've seen my logo on other channels, and you're already here. Please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It really helps out. Moving on.
One of our members of Congress has been getting a lot of negative feedback from her bad behavior in public recently, and she put out a statement saying that she's going through a very public and difficult divorce, and I can identify with that. While my divorce wasn't public, I still did something dumb in public. I took my kids to Pizza Hut, and when we were leaving, we got in the car, and the manager comes and knocks on my window, and I rolled it down. Hey, what can I do for you? And she says, was everything okay with your meal? I said, everything was great. Why? And she said, because you didn't pay. Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. I was used to him always taking care of the bill. He was really weird about masculinity and never wanted me to be seen taking out my wallet and paying for things, so he always wanted to be the one paying. I just told her I was so sorry. I was used to my husband paying for everything, and she was very understanding. She wasn't mad at all. I went back inside and paid for it. No big deal. So I can understand what Lauren Boebert's going through. I mean, I forgot to pay for something, and she vaped, sang along, took selfies, and groped her date. But you know, same thing.
What the hell you say?
Damn, queen, that sounds like desperation on steroids. Okay, let me get this straight. You're trying to equate you forgetting to pay a bill at a restaurant, which we'll get back to that, to some female senator who vaped and groped her date in public? Yeah, same thing. And the little hill in my backyard is the same as Mount Everest. Same thing, right? Listen, the comment that you made about it was weird that your husband had this thing about you always paying and he always paid for you when you were married, that's called his traditional gender role, being the provider. And if you think that's weird, you drank that womanist Kool-Aid and took an extra guzzle. You know what's really gonna be weird? You're looking at a future full of box wine cats and a whole bunch of loneliness. Loneliness hasn't hit you very hard right now because you have your children in there keeping you entertained. They're keeping you busy. But guess what, princess? Or should I say elderly queen? Kids grow up and they move out of the house. And once they do, what next? That's when you start asking where are the good men at. That's when you try to start dating to try to find your next husband. And then you discover this little thing that men do, which is called men going their own way. As in, not your way. But don't threaten there, queen. It's women like you that make sure that my stock in pet stores is going to give a good ROI. Moving on.
A man who asks you to go 50-50 does not love you. Let me go ahead and explain. Hello, my name is Carla, and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. I want to go ahead and preface with saying this. All the women in my life have provider mindset men. My aunties are all stay-at-home moms. My mom is a stay-at-home mom. And I've seen how much their husbands adore them and love them. Because they adore them and love them, they don't want to overwork them. Remember, ladies, purposeful partners. All of my aunties, my mom, and even myself are with our partners for one purpose: family. To create a safe and harmonious home. We all value nuclear family. And because of this, we can only be with provider men that are capable of affording our lifestyle, being protectors, and can give us a life of ease. Because being a mom on its own is a huge responsibility, and men know this. And when a man falls in love, when a man is in love, the only thing he will worry about is his woman's happiness. We know this. Women are men's peace. That's why they gravitate towards feminine women. Because feminine women have mastered the art of self-regulating, having flow and systems that work for them so they're not stressed all the time, and they also don't compete with men. So I need you to ask yourself, has he asked you to go 50-50? This is more relevant for my ladies that are dating. If he's already asking you to go 50-50, you need to be careful. Don't bend your non-negotiables because you see potential. Ladies, be wise.
A man who asks you to go 50-50 does not love you. Well, my dating coach, Coeen, that sounds like a man who's giving you 50-50 is giving you what you women have been asking for forever, and that is equality. I mean, hold up a second. If a man treats you as an equal, all of a sudden that means he doesn't love you? That's what I call the buffet salad there, sweetheart. You got the whole thing, but you want to be picky as to what is going to be on your plate. Sweetie, equality is equality across the board. You can't pick and choose. Also, allow me to chime in on when you use previous generations as examples as to why not pay 50-50. Why don't you be completely honest here? Those women grew up in a very different era. We're in the soft guy era. We're in the make go in their own way era. We're in the women are boss babe era. We're in the you can do whatever a man can do era. You can't come out here and start saying empowerment and don't settle and this and that to all these women and tell them that they can do anything a man can do and then come out and say don't accept 50-50. It's all or nothing, honey. And when you say, remember ladies, purposeful partners, well, this gorilla has a saying of his own. Expectation management. And let's call it how it is. Modern day women, we're not talking about your grandmothers. We're talking about you. You only value the nuclear family when it is convenient to you. The moment the kids are grown or the moment your feels tell you don't want anymore, you drop the divorce papers. There's a reason why the marriage rate is at an all-time low. Men are wising up to this. And if you're going to demand these provider men that can afford your lifestyle and give you all everything you want, I'm going to ask, what do you give in return? What are you giving these men? You're setting a very high price there, princess. What's he gonna get? Oh, let me guess. He's gonna get you because you're special and unique. Just like every other woman out there will say, yes, you're getting me. I'm the prize here. Yeah, like a participation trophy kind of prize. Sorry, sister, but men today aren't buying what you're selling. That delusional taco isn't worth a sour cream deposit that's going to cost you 18 years of child support anymore. Also, allow this gorilla to correct you. When you say when a man falls in love, he's only worried about his woman's happiness, that is a very egotistical statement. When a man falls in love, what he is worried about is providing for his family. You are part of that family. That includes the children. He will do everything for everybody in there. Not just you, sweetheart. This isn't a romance novel, and you are not the main character here. If anything, you're a side character. The main characters are who? The kids. And when she said women are men's peace, yeah, why don't you tell that to all the men who've been dragged through the circus of family court? I'm pretty sure they're going to beg to differ. And when she said that men are looking for feminine women, I agree with that. That is 100% true. But she just described 3 points that are not completely accurate. Her last point, where women don't compete with men, I agree with that. The other 2 points, sorry, honey, that has got nothing to do with very feminine women. I mean, you ever heard the saying, silence S followed by an X in sandwiches? Yes, men like very feminine women that are submissive, that are soft, that are understanding, that are comforting. What you spotted out is, again, more traits about you, and not about what you're going to do for him. And I find it so awesome that queens like this will say up front, don't go 50-50. Amazingly, in the divorce, they demand 50-50 of everything. Oh, the irony does not escape this gorilla. Moving on.
Okay, I filmed this like 3 times and I keep like deleting it. I want to be like real with a lot of people because I hope like on my comments and a lot of my videos, a lot of people are like, how are you doing so good? Like, how do you handle everything? And it's like, honestly, day by day, how do you like handle your divorce so good? Day by day. We're almost there. We're almost done. And it's like 90% there. The paperwork's like almost done. But like today, for example, he's like, hey, can you sign the papers? Like, they're ready at 5. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to read through them. Also, like, I just need a minute. It's hard. The marriage was not good. I know that. He was not good for me. He wasn't never gonna be what I needed him to be. And, you know, so it's good that it's happening, but it's still a very sad chapter. And I think it's okay to, like, feel those feelings and, like, you know, even though if it wasn't good, you know, It's my life that I thought I was gonna have with somebody, and for my son. And yeah, so this is what divorce looks like. It's
Oh, how did this queen handle her divorce? Like a champ! I mean, look at her with tears and everything. I mean, those tears are tears of joy, obviously. She's obviously having zero issues with this divorce. I mean, she's got a social media account, she posts videos, and people cheer her on. That's all you need, really, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure she put in for her divorce to find herself again. Did she find herself? Are her fifis complete? Of course they are! You'd be a hater if you said otherwise. Now, I don't want to mess with her right now, but question. If she's trying to portray in this video that she's been starting to record this video over and over again because she's been crying so much, her makeup is immaculate for somebody who's been crying all day, right? Either that or that filter's working super overtime. Another obvious question I have there for this spectacular example of a queen. If the marriage was not good and he wasn't good for you, why are you crying? I would figure you'd be happy. I figure getting out of a bad marriage doesn't mean you're sad. Dang it, this gorilla's just a blockhead. I forgot, those are tears of joy. And I love when this queen drops a comment saying that this is the life that she expected to have for her son. That brings another question. Are you getting divorced for yourself or your son? I mean, I've heard a bunch of women say a bunch of times, I would do anything for my children. If that were true, why don't you just work on your marriage and try to fix it so the kid can grow up in a two-parent household? Because if they grow up in a single mother household, statistically speaking, you're putting that kid at a huge disadvantage in life. Well, she said this is what divorce looks like. It looks like you're having a blast. I mean, you couldn't possibly be crying because you have any regret. But let's hear what else this queen has to say.
day by day. And so if I ever put on there and make it seem that everything's great and happy and like, this is it. I'm just like everybody else. I feel the feelings whenever I feel them. And sometimes it doesn't bother me, but like seeing the paperwork really triggers me when I read our names and it's like we're just two strangers. That's like really hurts me. You know, we spent almost 9 years together, so this is it. So I'm not coming here with like some magic remedy. I just want people to see that like there's different stages to divorce, and yeah, but we're almost there. And I feel like once it's like finalized, I feel like I'll be able to breathe a little bit, because it's so stressful just dealing with like lawyers, and it's very confusing, it's very overwhelming. So that's all I really came to say on here. And yeah, so now I just gotta figure this out and process it and work through it. And yeah, so don't ever feel bad if you're feeling like some kind of way. Just be human, be normal, and feel your feelings and heal. And that's like really all I wanted to say. So that's it.
So divorce doesn't bother her until she sees the paperwork. What? When you see your name on some legal documents with the word divorce in big bold letters, all of a sudden it's real? Guess what, sister? For him, it's gonna be more real than ever. I mean, he's about to lose half his stuff. He's gonna have to give you child support if that's his biological kid, and you may get an alimony cash payout. So how exactly does this become so horrible for you just because it's down on ink versus you actually saying, I want a divorce, and going through with it? I gotta say, Queen, if you were married 9 years, that tells me that something could have been worked out there, depending on what the situation was. Now, if the guy was a top-tier provider, maybe it would have behooved you to work it out with him. Now, we don't know the situation here, but she hasn't said at any point that the guy was abusive in any way. She just says that the relationship didn't work out. That tells me, more than likely, the problem is her fifis. And that awesome advice of never feel bad if you're feeling some kind of way. Maybe the reason you're feeling bad is because somewhere deep down inside, you know that this is not the best choice. Could it be possible that after your divorce, you may possibly regret it? Your fifis may change. You may be letting a good guy go. Again, we don't know the situation, but more often than not, this seems like it has the ingredients to end up being a divorce regret. I mean, just like she said, know your feelings and heal. Let me translate that from Womanese. I thought my initial feelings were the smartest move to go with. I went with them. Now I'm having second thoughts. It's too late to stop now. I gotta keep going with this. Something tells me that she's not gonna cut the guy out completely and totally. I mean, we've heard stories before of women trying to get back with their guys after they divorce them. Well, who knows? Regardless of everything, I'm pretty sure she qualifies as the guy's future side piece.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.